Hello, incredible viewers across America and beyond. Dr. Laura here, coming to you with a heart full of excitement and a mission to spark meaningful conversations about intimacy that light up your life. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to know, where are you watching from? Are you sipping a latte in a cozy cafe in Seattle? Soaking up the sun on a beach in Miami? Or maybe kicking back in your backyard in Nashville with a glass of sweet tea? Drop your city in the comments below and let's see how many corners of this beautiful country we're reaching today. And don't skip the video description. Down there, I've linked some fantastic men's health products to boost your energy, vitality, and overall wellness. Perfect for any guy looking to show Yupis his best self in life and love. Alright, let's dive into the good stuff. Picture this. It's a Saturday evening and you're finally stealing a quiet moment with your partner. Maybe you're in Chicago laughing over a deep dish pizza you ordered from that spot you've loved since your first date. Or in Austin, reminiscing about that time you two got lost on a road trip through the Texas Hill Country, winding through bluebonnet fields with no cell service. In that intimate space when connection and passion take over. Have you ever wondered what's really happening in a woman's body when she reaches that breathtaking, heart-pounding peak of pleasure? I'm not talking about the half-baked myths you might have overheard at a tailgate party before a big game, or the over-the-top scenes from a late-night rom-com you flipped on while scrolling Netflix. I'm talking about the real, raw, and profoundly powerful reactions that unfold in a woman's body during those moments of pure ecstasy. It's intense, sometimes messy, and let us be honest, maybe even a little mysterious. Now, for the gentlemen out there, especially my mature audience who have seen a few seasons of life, maybe you're a dad in Denver juggling work and soccer practice, or a guy in Atlanta winding down after a long week. Have you ever paused mid-moment and thought, what's going on here? What does this mean for me? Maybe you've heard terms like squirting or female ejaculation tossed around, perhaps during a guy's night out at a sports bar over wings and a cold beer, or in a late-night scroll-through a Reddit thread titled "Things Nobody Tells You About Sex." You might have wondered, is it safe? Is it pee? Is this something I should even care about? If these questions have ever crossed your mind, even if you've never said them out loud, I see you. These are the kinds of topics that come up in my practice all the time, often with a nervous laugh, a quick glance away, or a hurried change of subject. And that's okay. Nobody handed us a guidebook for navigating this stuff. And society sure doesn't make it easy to talk about. That's why I'm here today. Ready to unpack it all with you clearly, compassionately, and grounded in science with a big dose of heart. My goal is to empower you with knowledge, break down those taboos that keep us stuck, and help you embrace intimacy with confidence, curiosity, and joy. Whether you're navigating the spark of a new relationship or rekindling the flame in a marriage that's seen decades of holiday dinners, family vacations, and late-night talks, this conversation is for you. So, grab your favorite drink, maybe a craft IPA if you're chilling in Portland, a classic coffee if you're in Boston, or even a bourbon if you're winding down in Louisville. And let's dive into the truth about family ejaculation, what it is, what it means, and why it's a game changer for building deeper, more vibrant connections and mature relationships. Before we go any further, if you're all about real, shame-free conversations that make intimacy feel alive, human, and empowering, hit that subscribe button for Real Talk Intimacy right now. Join our community where mature love is celebrated, curiosity is welcomed, and science is our trusted guide. Let's dot his together. All right, let's get to the heart of it. What is this fluid that sometimes makes a grand unexpected appearance when a woman reaches climax? You've probably heard the term squirting thrown around, maybe at a barbecue in Charlotte, where someone cracked a joke over a plate of ribs, or in a late-night group chat with your buddies from college. Some folks swear it's just urine. Others claim it's some kind of sacred essence straight out of a rom-com fantasy, and a few might even say it's a myth altogether. So, what's the real deal? Buckle up, because the science is not only fascinating, but also a little mind-blowing. And I'm going to break it down like we're chatting over coffee at your favorite diner. When a woman is deeply aroused, think heart racing, breath catching, completely lost in the moment, aroused, her body can produce two distinct types of fluids. First, there's vaginal lubrication, the unsung hero of intimacy. It's like the opening act at a concert. Steady and reliable, keeping things smooth and comfortable. This happens through the vaginal walls as blood flow increases during arousal, creating that familiar moisture that makes intimacy feel effortless. It's the body's way of saying, we're ready for this. But then for some women, during intense stimulation, whether it's during a passionate night in a cozy San Francisco apartment with the fog rolling in outside, or a spontaneous moment in a Miami hotel room with the sound of waves in the background, there's another phenomenon, a sudden, sometimes dramatic release of fluid, often called a squirt or gush. Here where it gets really interesting. This fluid doesn't come from the vagina, but from a set of small-sized glands near the urethra called the Skin's glands. Sometimes nicknamed the female prostate because they share some similarities with the male prostate gland. These glands are like tiny powerhouses, super sensitive to stimulation, especially around the G-spot area. That sensitive spot on the front vaginal wall that's about the size of a quarter and feels like a little ridge. When these glands are activated through deep rhythmic pressure, prolonged arousal, or just the right kind of connection, they can release a fluid that's frankly pretty unique. Now, let's talk about what's in this fluid, because this is where the myths get busted. Researchers have put this stuff under the microscope. Yes, scientists are just as curious as you are. And here's what the found. The fluid contains trace amounts of urea and creatinine, compounds you'd find in urine. But it's not just pee. It also includes glucose, prostate-specific antigens, similar to HATs found in male semen, and other substances that aren't typically present in urine. Think of it like a craft cocktail at your favorite bar in New Orleans. French Quarter. Its own of-a-kind blend created by the female body in response to pure unfiltered pleasure. It's not urine, it's not some mystical elixir. It's a natural physiological response to intense arousal. And it's as real and human as it gets. But here's the thing, every woman's body is different. Just like every guy has his own go-to order at the local diner, some women experience this gush every time they climax, others only occasionally, and some never do. And all of that is perfectly normal. It's like how some guys in Philly swear by cheesesteaks with cheese whiz, while others go for provolone, and some skip the sandwich altogether. It's just part of the beautiful diversity of human bodies. The key is understanding that this is a natural response, not something to be embarrassed about or misunderstood. All right, gentlemen. I know this is the part you've been waiting for. So, let's not beat around the bush. Maybe you're residing in your living room in Dallas replaying a recent intimate moment and wondering, is it okay to swallow that fluid? Or maybe you're in a coffee shop in Minneapolis, scrolling through this video on your phone during a lunch break, hoping for a straight answer without any judgment. No need to blush, I've got you covered with a clear, no-nonsense response, and I'm going to break it down like we're chatting over beers at a backyard barbecue. The short answer, yes, it's safe to swallow this fluid as long as your partner is healthy. Now, let's unpack the longer answer with some real-world context so you can feel confident and informed. Studies in sexual medicine and infectious disease research conducted by folks who spend their days in labs, not bars, confirm that this fluid, even with its trace amounts of urea, is neither toxic nor harmful. It's like sipping water from a glass your partner just drank from during a cozy dinner at that new Italian spot in Seattle, or sharing a milkshake at a retro diner in Memphis. In a trusting, intimate relationship, there's no health risk to worry about now. Let's address the what-ifs, because you're thinking about them. Just like with any intimate act, whether it's kissing under the fireworks at a 4th of July celebration in Nashville, holding hands during a sunset walk on a San Diego beach, or sharing a passionate moment after a long day in Denver, health risks only come into play if there's an underlying issue, like a sexually transmitted infection, STI. This applies to all bodily fluids, saliva, sweat, semen, you name it. So, if you're in a committed relationship with open communication, maybe you've had the STI testing talk during a hike in the Smoky Mountains or over a glass of wine at a vineyard in Napa Valley. You've got nothing to worry about. This fluid is just another beautiful expression of your partner's body responding to pleasure, and it's as safe as any other part of intimacy. But here where it gets really good, and I want you to lean in for this, whether you're watching from a park bench in Central Park or your couch in Houston, could there be benefits to embracing this moment with your partner? Not in a drink this and become a superhero kind-of way. No, it's not going to make you run a marathon like you're back in your college days or suddenly give you the stamina of a pro elite. The benefits are deeper, more emotional, and honestly way more transformative. Let's explore that next because this is where the real magic happens. Let's paint a vivid picture. It's a chilly evening in Boston and you and your partner are curled up under a blanket in your living room. The glow of a candle flickering on the coffee table. The kids are finally asleep. The dishes are done and you are laughing about that time you tried to recreate a TikTok dance at your cousin's wedding in Cape Cod, on Lido end up tripping over each other's feet. In that intimate space, when your partner lets go and her body responds with this powerful release, something profound happens. It's not just a physical moment. It's a moment of vulnerability, trust, and connection that can change the way you experience intimacy forever. When you as a man embrace that moment without hesitation, without awkwardness, without that instinctive, what just happened, chuckle, you might have let slip in the past. You're doing more than just sharing a physical experience. You're sending a message that resonates deep in your soul. I see you. I celebrate you. I'm here for every part of you, no matter how raw or real. That's not just a physical act. It's a declaration of love, trust, and acceptance that can transform your relationship. Here's where the science meets the heart. And I want you to hear this loud and clear. Research in sexual health and psychology shows that men who approach intimacy with openness and curiosity, whether they're in the early days of a new relationship or a marriage that's seen decades of Super Bowl parties, family road trips, and late-night talks over leftover pizza report stronger emotional connections, less performance anxiety, and a greater sense of self-worth. Why? Because when you let go of shame, that pesky voice that makes you second-guesses yourself or worry about doing it right, you create space for authentic, joyful intimacy. Think about it. In a world where we're bombarded with unrealistic expectations, Hollywood love scenes that look nothing like real life, Instagram posts of perfect couples posing on tropical beaches, or that guy at the gym in LA bragging about his flawless sex life, real intimacy is about showing up as you are. It's about celebrating your partner's body, quirks, and all. Whether you're in a tiny apartment in Brooklyn with the sound of traffic outside or a sprawling ranch in Montana with stars overhead, when you embrace her pleasurefully without judgment, hesitation, or that awkward laugh, it's like unlocking a new level of trust and connection that makes every moment together feel richer and more alive. And here's a little science-backed bonus for the guys because I know you're curious about what's in it for you. Studies show that men who cultivate this kind of open, shame-free intimacy often experience better overall health. We're talking lower stress levels, improved cardiovascular health, and even better erectile function. Why? Because intimacy isn't just about what happens in the bedroom. It's about feeling alive, connected, and confident in your skin. Whether you're grilling burgers in your backyard in Charlotte, cheering on your team at a sports bar in Philly, or taking a quiet walk with your partner through a park in Minneapolis, when you embrace your partner's pleasure, you're not just strengthening your relationship, you're investing in your own well-being, too. Let's get real for a moment because I know this topic can feel like uncharted territory. Society doesn't exactly make it easy to talk about this stuff. Maybe you grew up in a small town in Ohio where sex ed was a 20-minute lecture about just say no in a stuffy high school gym. Or maybe you are a city guy in San Francisco who's seen it all, but still feels a little unsure when this topic comes up in the bedroom. Maybe you've had that awkward moment where something unexpected happened during intimacy and you just laughed it off, unsure of what to say or how to act. We've all been there and it's okay. No one handed us a playbook for navigating these moments. And society often leaves us to figure it out on our own. But here's the good news. Yuri here. You're curious. And you're ready to learn. And that, my friend, is half the battle. You're already taking a step toward deeper, more meaningful intimacy just by watching this video. My invitation to you today is simple. See this fluid not as something strange, taboo, or embarrassing, but as a symbol of life, trust, and raw human connection. It's your partner's body saying, I'm here. I'm alive and a trust you completely. Whether you're navigating the excitement of a new relationship or rediscovering passion after 25 years of marriage through diaper changes, mortgage payments, and all the beautiful chaos of life, this is your chance to deepen your bond and rewrite what intimacy means for you. So, here's what I want you to do, and I'm speaking directly to you. Whether you're watching from a bustling coffee shop in Portland, a sunny park bench in Central Park, or your cozy living room in Houston. 1. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what's one question you've always had about female sexuality, but never felt brave enough to ask? Maybe it's something you've wondered about since that first awkward date in high school, or maybe it's a question that's come up in your marriage after years of shared memories. Your question might inspire our next video, and I am all ears to hit that like button and share this video with a friend who could use a dose of real talk about intimacy. Maybe it's your buddy in Denver who's navigating the dating scene after a divorce, or your cousin in Orlando who's been married 4 years and could use a fresh perspective to reignite the spark. 3. Subscribe to Real Talk Intimacy and turn on notifications so you never miss a conversation. We're here to make mature intimacy feel vibrant, human, and shame-free. And I want you to be part of this community, and don't forget to check out the men's shelf products linked in the description below. From supplements to boost your energy and stamina to tools for better overall wellness, they're redesigned to help you feel your best so you can show up fully in every part of your life. Whether that's in the bedroom, at the office, on the hiking trails of Colorado, or coaching your kids' soccer team in Raleigh. Thank you for joining me today from wherever you are. Whether it's a lively coffee shop in Portland, a sunny park bench in Central Park, or your cozy living room in Houston with the game on in the background. Talking about female pleasure isn't just about understanding women. It's about honoring the men who show up with curiosity, respect, and courage to learn and grow. True intimacy starts with listening, learning, and letting go of shame. And you're already taking those steps just by being here. So, here's my warmest virtual hug to you from my heart to yours. Keep asking questions. Keep showing up and keep celebrating the beauty of human connection. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, stay curious, stay connected, and keep living your most vibrant life.